People, welcome back to Lion in the Room, your favorite podcast. I'm your host Leo, and I've got my boy K. Talk to me, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. What about you, mate?
I'm not too bad, bro. What's that working life saying? 9 to 5 treating you good?
It's good for the money, but it can be a bit stressful.
The money is good. The money is good.
The money is good.
Tell me something. If you could describe your favorite co-worker in one word, what would you say?
Rowdy.
Rowdy.
Yeah.
Is that a positive thing to say though? You like rowdy people?
I'd say rowdy. That's the best way I can describe it.
Rowdy. Fair enough then. People are gonna get straight into it because I've got a special guest I'm gonna introduce for you. Before that, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You enjoy the content, put it out there. We love you guys. But anyways, I'm gonna introduce a friend of mine. Met him a long time. Well, not a long time ago, but I'd say back in uni, and his personality has really left an impression on me. Personal trainer, I would say he's I want to believe he's strong-willed, very consistent in the things that he does. Welcome, my boy BK. How you doing, man?
Man, thank you so much for that intro, man.
Hey, bro, make you feel comfortable, make you feel nice.
Nice one, man. I appreciate it. Yes, it's your boy BK in the building.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, bro. Thank you. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nice,
Thank you
bro.
for having me here, man.
Of course. Obviously, what we normally do, we get guests on and we give them the opportunity to introduce themselves, feel comfortable, kind of just get into the podcast mood, the podcast zone. So take the stage, my friend.
Just give us your backstory. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. All right. So, I'm BK. I'm a personal trainer, online coach. Went to uni, Reading. That's how I met my guys, Leo and Kay as well. Started personal training, honestly, almost by, I wouldn't even say accident, but it almost is like by accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Won't be anything like man, but carry on.
Yeah, but literally, I got into personal training growing up. I was a chubby kid growing up, and I just wanted to change that. And the biggest thing for me was in the playground, like in secondary school. You know how the way boys are, like banter and all that sort of stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's like the thing was, you get into an argument, you could be talking about football, but there was no comeback because you the fat kid. Just shut up, bro.
Like you've lost it.
And there's no comeback. You feel me?
You don't mind.
Literally. So the moment you get into like a debate or anything and someone just says that, it's like, bro, you can't even come back from that.
You can be arguing about the president.
Bro,
it's just like,
shut up,
you're
fat,
bro.
That's it.
Your opinion doesn't matter. That's crazy. I was chubby as well when I was younger, bro. And I always wanted to be involved in those kind of things. Funny enough story, I went to go play like volleyball and basketball and stuff, bro. So we had the inter-house sports. You know inter-house sports now? 4 different houses. They play together, all competing in different sports to see who the best team is. Always like 4 colours, blue, purple. Well, not purple. Purple is my old school. My new school. Blue, yellow, green, and red.
Yeah.
So I was in Blue House. And around the time that I was in, that was like the era where Blue House was rubbish, bro. So I was tall, and they were like, "Oh, you should be tall, bro. You can play as a goalkeeper." And I'm like, "Why you laughing?" And I'm like, I wanted to be like a defender, bro. I wanted to be a defender, maybe like CDM, But they put me
straight up.
Exactly, but they put me in as a keeper. Now I'm chubby as well, bro. So how do you expect me to dive, man? So the first shot, bro, I remember this goal. This senior, because they had mixed us, so like junior students played with senior students as well. So the seniors, there was this guy probably either in green house or yellow house, bro. This guy shoots it from the halfway line, bro, like from the half. This thing is coming now, so I try to dive, bro. So I dive, check like stuff, bro. Shit just goes inside, bro. The rest, bro, that's like, don't come back to school.
They said don't come back to school.
That's just me.
Nah, that's extra.
Don't come back to school, bro. Because oh man, it was so hard to actually get into sports properly without feeling like you're being pressured or you're being called a fat kid or people are just picking on you.
Yeah.
But damn, I don't know, when you're in secondary school, boarding school, you lose that kid weight, that baby fat,
Big fat.
and then you start getting skinny. Then like everyone's like, yeah, bro, you should be able to play. Like girls are actually trying to talk to you. And
That's
stuff like
that's
that,
the thing. That's the thing with all that school stuff. Like, if you were one of a few things, so if you like, say if your parents had money, or like you were fast. Like, if you were fast in school, you were popular. Like,
Yeah,
go
I'm telling you, teachers will be calling you when you're in class, like you're confident.
Exactly, they'll come and that's what happened to me, because in school I was actually a skinny kid. Like, I was a skinny small kid, so like I had the low center of gravity, so I could run. I had stamina. They would just call me. Imagine I'm in 4th grade. What's that? What's the equivalent of 4th grade?
High school or primary school?
It was middle school. They
Middle
called
school,
it.
maybe like primary 4.
Like JSS. No, it wasn't primary. It was
okay, high school.
it was like JSS. JSS
Grade 4.
2,
2 or 3.
JSS 2 or 3.
I wouldn't.
They would tell me to come. JSS 2, 3 kids, small. I'm tiny. They would tell me to come and be doing run with all those SS 2 kids.
The seniors.
They would call me out. They would just come to my class. They just come. Call out. That's how they knew me. They would call me with the kids. If it's time to run, they would say, yeah, just break. And I used to win, except there was one guy that always used to beat me.
Was he like your mate or like your senior?
He was my senior.
Okay.
He was older than me. He was like a similar build to me, but
Okay.
like a bigger, older version. Small, but low center of gravity, but a bigger version at the same time. He wasn't tall, but he was always faster than me.
You see how it is now. The skinny kids, they win at the beginning, but the fat kids, they win at the end. When we go to the gym, bro, we get huge. Man.
To be fair, I too still put on some weight, so don't worry.
All right.
Cool.
We see you, man.
All right.
We see you.
Well, now, BK, we're going to get into, still on the introduction. So, we call you BK.
Yes.
What's your full name, bro?
My full name is Bukumi.
Bukumi. Okay,
Yes.
So Nigerian, bro.
So I'm Nigerian boy.
Nice.
I was actually born in Nigeria.
Actually?
Which state?
man. Lagos State. I grew up in Lagos.
Lagos boy.
So Lagos, oh man, I had the best time in Lagos when I went in December.
Yeah.
Oh, you went this December?
This December.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good, man. Honestly, everything. So a lot of my boys. So I was born there. I moved to the UK like in year 9, so I was like 13, 14 around that time. And I still managed to stay in touch with like my friends back home. And it was just so good, like catching up with them, like, because with all these years, man, the vibes were still there. It was literally like we saw each other last week.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like the nightlife, I'm not even like that kind of person that likes to go out a lot, like in the UK.
But you
But over there, I was
You
outside
love
every day, bro.
I know.
I was outside every day.
I already know.
I was getting ready.
Wow,
I was getting ready to go to the club at like 1:30 in the morning. And I was coming back at 9 a.m.
I know. They won't
Bro.
come back till the next day.
It was so good. I'm telling you, man, it was so good. Big up to my boys, every one of them that pulled up to show me love, like, and just take me out. Because obviously it's been so long since I went. So every single time, like, like my boys and my brother, like his boys, everyone just came through. Like, it was just a good time, man. It was a good time.
Nice one, bro.
The funniest thing is the way Lagos is. I feel like you might have come across some of my guys in Lagos.
Oh yeah, 100. It's such a small.
It's too small. Lagos
it's big, but it's also small. You bump into each other because everyone goes to the same
area. Like,
everyone goes to the same motive. Everyone goes to the same like popping spots.
were you on the mainland or?
I was on the island.
No more. It's okay.
So I was on the island, bro. So it was good, man.
That's nice. When did you Oh no, you know what? I'll keep the fitness journey for after the break. But you know what? If you had to describe yourself, bro, now you've definitely gone through different phases in your life. If you had to describe yourself with, let's say, nothing less than a sentence, how would you? Born to thrive.
My experiences have shaped me.
Boom.
Nice, man.
That's it.
Boom. That's the truth, honestly, man, because if you choose to look at the experiences you have in your life in any other way, it might start to bring you down. Look at your experiences as something that has built you into who you are, because regardless of how life is working for you, if it's not going to your plan, if it's, achieving everything you set out, always remember that you are growing day by day, even by the minute as well. So 100%, bro. I rate that.
Yeah.
But hey, people, like I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You enjoy the content. We had an episode that came out, episode 20. There will be episode 21 as well. Don't forget to check those out. But we'll be back after the break. All right, bros. BK, I'd like you to, expand on your fitness journey. Obviously, you said that you started off from a young age. You've talked about you being chubby, but I want you to just give us a bit more details on how that started. Just give us a story, man. Talk to us.
Perfect, man. All right, so started off like being chubby, like I said, and I just tried everything, man. I just wanted to like lose weight, and it sounds funny, but like a Nigerian mom, and now they've got this thing on WhatsApp about like, so there's this thing going on at that time, and it was apple cider vinegar and cinnamon was boiling with like warm water. If you drink that, apparently it's gonna shrink your stomach or something like that.
That's what they say.
There was a time like that. So I think my mom was on it or whatever. So when she used to do her thing, I would like, just drink a little bit. But I was making sure I was like, I used to go for runs. I used to just, do the most I could.
You just chug a little apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. I started off
That's not
trying to lose weight
though.
by using apple cider vinegar and cinnamon.
Did they actually work?
I don't think it did. Like now that
No, say it did, bro. You never know what kind of sponsorship comes through.
Now knowing what I know, I didn't lose weight because of apple cider vinegar. I lost weight because I was in a deficit. I lost weight because I was eating less. I was moving more. Those
So
sort of
you
stuff.
caloric deficit.
Yes.
Cool.
So that's the reason why I lost weight. But again, to a certain extent, it did help because I think maybe it probably reduced my appetite, so it allowed me to eat less or whatsoever. But I don't know. This is all like touch and go anyway. But
Yeah.
so I lost some weight. I saw the first set of abs. I was like gassed. I remember probably like there's this girl I was talking to at that time on this young age. I said a pack to her, man. I said the packs real quick.
Oh, you said like a pick of them.
I said a pick of the packs, man. Look at this, man. You know how long I've been working for this. But yeah, so I lost weight. I was a little bit skinny. Then I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna start going to the gym properly.
Yeah.
So I started getting to the gym. I used to train with like almost like a big brother to me. So Big G, shout outs to Big G. We used to train together. So I used to just tag along in his sessions, and he kind of like showed me the way in terms of how to lift, how to do certain exercises, and then I just got obsessed with like fitness, man. I used to like watch YouTubers, like fitness YouTubers. I follow them, like the way everyone like when you're eating, we always watch something on our phone.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would catch me watching a YouTube video or like fitness. Like,
Okay.
So that's how I did. I just immersed myself in it. I started seeking result, and then obviously my friends, people I went to school with, they're like, "Oh, BK, you've gone from like being chubby to being slightly skinny. Now you got some muscle. Like, bro, you need to teach me. You need to like train me or something." And then I just started like telling them to come through with me to the gym, and they used to just come through, and they were seeing some result as well. I was like, all right, cool. Then they just got to a point. I was like, all right, if you want to come through, if you want to come gym with me, £5 in it.
You started charging them.
With your boys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man.
Hey, bro, it's a business
It's
still.
business.
I mean, yeah.
I had to start somewhere.
You wanted them to invest.
Like-
You've already given them some free lessons. So like,
Exactly. So I was like, £5. I'll get you a code that you can use to come in, and that's all you are for the day. We'll trade like an hour session together, and people were seeing results. Like I was like, all right, cool, this is good. And then lockdown happened. I was like, it's perfect time for me to like get my qualification. And then I got my qualification. I was like, I'm gonna do this properly. When I was in uni, I thought it was gonna be like a side hustle. I'll be making maybe a couple £100 a month from it. I'll support myself whilst I'm in uni. I didn't think much of it. I literally thought it was just gonna be a side hustle. Man, I got my first client. It took me 3 weeks to get my first client.
Really?
Yeah, it took me 3 weeks to get my first client. And I remember I said to myself, in 3 months, if I don't make the money that I spent to get the qualification, I'm locking it off.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for me.
Okay.
So I gave myself 3 months. And in those 3 months, I made more than I spent to get the qualification. I made 2 times more than that. I was like, all right, cool, let's keep going. And then I got to a point, man, word of mouth just keeps on going. I built the business up. I had like, quite a bit of client. It went to a point where I went fully self-employed in the gym I was working.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't working for them. I used to just use the facilities to train my clients.
Oh,
and it was great. Life was good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, that's how Fit with BK started, man.
Fit with BK, there
That's
you
how
have
Fit
it,
with
people.
BK started. Yeah.
Is it Fit with BK on Instagram and TikTok, or it's like a different name
Yes,
as well?
Fit with BK on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, those are my main platforms that I post content on.
Okay.
So yeah, man.
That's nice, bro. I realized that when you actually want to get into fitness, you actually start your fitness journey. It's like the first few weeks seem like, oh yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. This feels pretty good. But you kind of hit that roadblock because after a while, maybe you're not seeing that much progress. I want to ask, like, how did you keep pushing when you felt as though there wasn't any progress? Like, because now you sound like you have this mental fortitude because you've trained for so much. You've trained people as well. You have experience under your belt, and at the same time, you also have the physique to show that. But before all of that, I want to imagine that sometimes you struggle.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that struggle at that young age? So it's different from how you overcome struggle now because you know who you are. You can always psych yourself out of it. I want to imagine. But when you were younger, how did you remind yourself that that was the case?
Yeah. Well, it was the whole idea of like I have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I give up, if I carry on, even though I don't see progress, like I'm not really losing much.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself something positive to do.
True.
In a time where a lot of boys at our age at that point were getting into other stuff, the gym getting me grounded. Like, it gave me something to do. It was an outlet of emotions, all that sort of stuff. So I wasn't too focused on that. But I also didn't struggle so much with like not seeing results because of this thing called newbie gains. Like even when you might not be doing the right thing, but because you're new to the gym, even the little thing that you're doing where it's wrong, your body's still going to change.
Kind of like you're still
Exactly.
gaining
You're still
something
gaining.
out of it.
You might not be gaining the full 100%, but there's this thing called newbie gain, and the whole idea is in your first couple years of training, that's the biggest like time frame you can have to make so much progress.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless whether you're training properly or not, you're still gonna get some progress done. So I didn't know too much then, but I still got some result because of that newbie gain. Because the body's just not used to it. So any sort of stimulus, the body just reacts positively to it.
What do you call that? Newbie game? What did you say?
Newbie gain.
Newbie game.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, can you spell that out?
Yeah, so like a newbie. Someone's a newbie.
Oh,
like,
newbie game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, when's the last time you worked out? Please.
Wow, just like put me on the spot. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It was last year.
For real?
Yeah, it was. It was last year. So my gym's right outside my workplace. Like I used to go straight from my workplace to the gym. I go there, I'll do my session, put in hours, 8 minutes, 2 hours if I'm feeling it. But then that's where I just kind of stop. Like it happens. Okay, it happens.
What's the reason for that?
There is no particular reason. No particular reason.
Play a little 1-to-1 with the trainer now,
Nothing, no reason. I just stopped. Well, like but don't worry, I already bought my membership again. Like I even bought it 2 days ago. So
That's good, man.
I'm gonna start back up again in the gym. So yeah, like that's just really what happened to me. Like
You know what? When it comes to like people like, giving up in terms of like training and like falling off, I usually ask like, what's the reason that got you into the gym from the first place? And when you have a good reason for getting into the gym, the less chance you've got of like falling off track.
okay, I won't lie. My reasons for going into the gym was not actually good. I want to say it was
Exactly.
What was your reason?
So basically, it was just so I could beat more people. That was it.
This guy just wants to scrap people.
No, don't even. But
You just wanted to scrap.
like the thing is, I didn't go to gym to get like the body, like the
Whatever,
bodybuilder
yeah.
physique. I was there to develop the fundamental core strength. That's what I did. So like, whether I see anything on my body is like a bonus to me. It's like it's just a byproduct of what my actual goal is almost too. Because like everyone's body develops differently.
Yeah.
Some people they will develop like a real like bodybuilder type of body, but the core strength is missing. And some people is the opposite. Like so, I don't know. I don't know. Do you watch powerlifting? Like
Yeah.
So there's this guy called Anatoly. I don't know
Okay.
if you know him. He's a relatively small guy. Like if you look at him compared to like some bodybuilders, he doesn't actually look like all that.
He's that guy with the beard.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
he disguising himself.
Disguising himself.
As
and,
a- as a-
You
as a
see
phenom.
him
Yeah,
lift,
yeah.
and you see him lift like some crazy stuff. Like
Yeah.
like you don't expect it.
Quick disclaimer:
Mm-hmm.
size does not always equal strength.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's
even
exactly.
technique as well. You can't win
Exactly.
a fight.
Size always doesn't always like.
Equal
So
strength.
everybody is different. Like so, if someone has big muscle, that doesn't mean they're
Mhm.
strong.
100%.
The same thing goes around. Someone
Yeah.
who doesn't have muscles might not actually be weak. They might be very strong. So it
Yeah.
actually depends on your training and the training you do. Some people train to sculpt their body into specific ways, maybe doing specific push-ups and whatnot. So I just went there to develop the fundamental core strength and also to meet people. So like I guess you could say probably my reasons for going to the gym were not so great. Like it's like wanting to learn a martial arts for evil, but
What? So
Have you done any
Specifically
martial
for
arts?
not specifically for evil, but like
if evil was the case, then like,
if I have no choice, then why not?
why can't the choice be good? To defend someone or something.
Yeah, that too as well.
Yeah, but you can't be honest.
But I think I wouldn't even say that's a wrong thing. I think that's actually a legitimate reason for wanting to get to the gym.
Oh, yeah,
But
of course.
to be able to defend yourself,
Yeah.
110%. And I feel like as men, I've got this whole idea, and I might be wrong. And I think I spoke to someone about this, and he kind of like find a fault in this whole idea. But I said,
Let's hear it.
if everybody could fight, and if everybody was strong, less fights would happen. Because
Oh yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah.
If I know you could fight, and I can fight,
Mhm.
more time I'm like, yeah, he could probably mess me up. So,
Or it could just go either.
or it could go either way.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50. It could go either way.
So you wouldn't really fight unless you really have to.
Telling
You don't
you,
have
a
a
lot
choice.
of a lot of people, yeah, in society fight because they feel like the person that they're up against, they feel like they can dominate that person.
Yeah. That's usually
Just think
how
about
it
it, like and even all those people that like are so mouthy and are so into like come across very like loud.
Loud,
It's because,
intimidating. Yeah.
it's because they feel like the person on the other side, they can dominate that person.
See, the thing with that is like I've really I saw this like I've learned like at the end of the day like the people that obviously there are people who are loud and can actually fight, but like at the same time when you really think about it, like there's some people who they're quiet, they don't necessarily say anything, they don't go around, oh I'm this, I'm that. Those people can also fight as well.
100%.
Oh yeah, man.
So it's like-
these guys are way on self-defense, bro. You see some guy with some flying roundhouse kick.
Just just quiet, like trying to de-escalate. The peacemakers. You may think, oh, because he's a peacemaker, oh, I could probably mess him. By the time he just gives you one roundhouse kick to the face, you just be like,
Think of someone like Leon Edward. Would you look at Leon Edward, the MMA fighter?
Yeah,
Would you look at him and think
the guy
this
that's
guy
like
can
headshot.
mess
No,
Yeah.
you see him casually walking, bro. No regular t-shirt, baggy jeans. You just think he's some regular guy, man.
looks like a calm
Calm
Yeah.
guy.
You know what I
This-
mean?
No, this guy can put
This guy
What
can
about
beat.
what about the Mighty Mouse?
exactly
Mighty
Mighty
Mouse.
Mouse. He's small, like 5'4", like.
I don't remember.
But that guy is deadly in
For
the
real?
ring. Like MMA, that guy is.
I haven't.
They say that the guy that we're lucky that Mighty Mouse is not tall, like a
Okay.
large guy. Like we're really lucky because the way that guy can fight.
Oh man.
It's crazy, actually, bro. Well, when I saw him, the first time I saw him was actually in the UFC game.
Okay.
Probably UFC 3, UFC 4. I think it was UFC 3 because I was in Niger. It was
That was
way
the
before
one
I
with-
came to.
That was the one with Conor McGregor on the cover, right?
Yes, yeah, UFC 3. And I don't know why I'm forgetting his full name, bro. But whenever you hear Mighty Mouse, bro, and you've watched UFC, you just know who we're talking about, bro. He's got that cauliflower. He's got cauliflower ear as well.
He does.
You know cauliflower ear?
Yeah.
You know when it's like
when
the
it's
ears bashed up and stuff.
That's usually
Jiu-jitsu,
like
wrestlers,
Black belt in
all of
jiu-jitsu, bro.
If you see a guy with cauliflower ears, just know it's a long day.
run all day, just
Know it's a long day. Just move away. Man.
Oh, man.
Cauliflower ears are dangerous, man.
You realize that a lot of people are so technique, bro. Like, aside from strength, there is a level of technicality that is needed, you know. And it's so great that you realize, well, once you've come into fitness, there's so much more you can learn.
Yeah.
It obviously starts off with taking care of your body, probably just to increase your age, longevity, whatever, just to stay alive longer. And then for some people, it goes into being physically aesthetic. For some people, it's to train sports wise, but for some people, it's to defend themselves. Some people, this kind of people, they just want to be villains and stuff like that. You know? It just works out for them. I want to ask the two of you very random question before we move into the next segment. A lot of people believe that they can take on some animals in the world. What animal do you think you guys are taking? And I'll ask you, like, I'll bring up my own animal to ask if you can take that.
Okay, let me do process of elimination.
No. Okay, you know what? Go ahead. Just
I'm definitely not winning against the bear. Nah, remove bear, remove a timber wolf. I'd say a dog. I could probably win against a dog.
What kind of dog? XL bully.
You know, I don't want to be arrogant and say XL bully, but at the same time, I think I might have a chance if I put my fingers in the eye.
This guy's some great fight, man. My man saying, I'm gonna get
bro. That's what you need to do, though. Like, because think about it, that the bite power of an XL bully.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Your two hands cannot. You're not gonna be. It will get your hands. So if it bites your hand, you need to put your finger in the side. You need to really you want to gouge its eye out. Like,
I don't think that's gross though to put.
Yeah, but don't you think it's gross? Is ripping your arm apart.
I'm gonna tell you something else that's gross, bro. Some guy violated.
What?
The dog was biting this guy's leg, bro, and they're like dragging at the collar, like no. You know, white people, and this guy comes like, stop the damn dog.
Straight up.
Let's go.
Straight. That's
up.
one way. That's one way to fix that problem.
I'm sure that dog was traumatized. It's like, what?
It's nasty, bro. BK, chat to us, bro. What animal are you taking on?
I thought a goat, man.
A goat?
Kill that guy.
That's easy, bro.
Easy.
Come on, man.
Oh my God. What do you want me to do?
Don't only goat by the horns, bro. You
Nah,
know they keep goating.
All right, straight up, I think, on a more serious note, I reckon I could take like a ram.
A ram? Fair enough, bro. I mean, like, they got like some heavy button power, you know, strong hooves and
Especially in
stuff.
December, I'm sure
I could take
deal
one.
down.
Straight. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Okay, what about you, bro?
Me,
Yeah.
personally, bro, I don't even know. KSI said he'd take on a horse, so shit, bro, I'll take on a horse too.
A horse?
That's no
No way,
chance.
ain't no way.
Chance.
A horse, an animal I can take on. Damn. Shoot, I don't even know, bro. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing about animals. I don't know. I'm gonna just say a dog. I'm gonna just say a dog like K, bro. That's a very safe option, bro.
But I know definitely you guys can't take a dog on. Like
a dog.
Nah, man. A Rottweiler and an XL bully.
It's crazy. See, I'm not gonna come out and say that I can take on an XL bully, bro. That's crazy.
It's a bit crazy. Like most times you're probably gonna lose to
I can take on a kangaroo. I can take on a
What?
kangaroo. Yes.
Like a stand up.
Bro, come
I
on,
hear it.
Not a full grown Joey.
I hear it.
Not a full grown Joey, because they're flipping aggressive, bro. Like they actually get you in headlocks and shit.
Yeah.
What kind of kangaroo is it? Like a baby one?
That's bullying.
No,
No.
come on.
That's bullying,
No,
bro. Like,
Bro, come on, man.
Come on, I'm 6'4".
Look at the size of me. Why you take a
bro?
I'm not taking on a baby, bro.
Bro.
He brought it up. I'll take on a full grown. Yeah, I
The
think
full grown.
full grown, yeah.
You know, the full grown would be about like the same size.
At least they're not just trying to bite me, bro.
Have you seen how built
exactly.
they're built? Have you seen how built they are?
They're built, but I don't think, do they bite that much?
No,
They don't. They just kick and punch.
Yeah.
They kick and punch, bro.
And I think you could do like a stand up with them, man.
Bro, stop it.
Go toe to toe with them.
Bro, by the time it stands on its tail and kicks you with its 2 feet,
You watch too many cartoons,
bro.
He
Let
does,
me,
bro.
let me tell you
I
what.
think you could go toe to toe with a kangaroo.
I saw a news, like there was a kangaroo in Australia, like a long time ago. A 7-foot kangaroo was terrorizing people. Like people were scared
Oh,
of
this
it.
kangaroo.
Like,
wait, whoa.
7-foot
kangaroo.
7-foot kangaroo, bro.
That's crazy.
Built. One of its ears was missing. It had like a scar across his eye. Built. This thing was a veteran. Like
Get through it.
it seemed, and it would stalk people. It would attack them. What are you gonna do if a 7-foot kangaroo is just coming at you? Like, what? Do you want to fight it?
That's crazy, man.
Like, nah, bro. Kangaroos are.
That's crazy.
I saw a video of a kangaroo just trying to drown a dog.
Oh yeah. When that guy ran in and he punched the kangaroo.
Yeah, like the dog. It was just holding. What does the dog want to do? It's holding the dog, and dog wants for some unknown reason. Like the kangaroos don't. They're not even like. They don't even be eating dogs.
They don't
like
be eating
that.
dogs.
They just do it because like
Yeah,
why?
They're
What
so
sort of stuff do they
plants.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Plants.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the animals in Australia just eat plants, man, but they were just born with crack in their nose, bro. They're crazy.
yeah,
They're
that's
all
crazy
crazy.
stuff.
Okay, while we're still on this topic, last question.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you're doing against like a full-grown chimpanzee?
No.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you know, we watch them chimpanzee videos at night, bro. It's
If
crazy.
you see this hairless chimp, they're built, bro.
They are very muscular. It's crazy, actually. Weird fact, yeah, but like, obviously, the strength of a chimpanzee, like in terms of grips, is one of the strongest amongst all the other monkeys. I know there's gorilla, then orangutan, chimpanzee, bro. They got really strong grip strength, and then like, bro, they are nasty to they jump their own kind.
Yeah.
They jump their own kind, bro.
Yeah.
They don't mess about, bro.
They're bullies, bro.
They're
They
crazy.
will bully
That's crazy,
other
man.
animals and they will bully their own.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I can see it. I can see it, man.
That's why I heard it's not good to be too friendly with these monkeys, because then they start to act a bit too possessively. Like,
Oh wow.
that's normal for me.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. If I don't get that, then it's a bit too crazy.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of monkeys, you know.
I've never been a big fan of monkeys, gorillas, like
Yeah. Like you see when people go like Thailand and they go into to the monkey island or whatever. I'm not really.
if that chimp decides to hold your hand now, what do you want to do?
I don't
It's
think
done.
It's done, bro.
they're just not. I don't
How we doing, people? Hope you are enjoying this podcast episode so far. We got boy BK and my boy Collar, and now we get to talk about nutrition. Obviously, when you start off studying, you'll talk about probably the 5 food groups. I had to try and remind myself in the bathroom where I was trying to figure out carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, fats and oils. Okay, cool. But you never really think about how important nutrition is to your fitness journey until you gradually make like some headway in there. Before I ask you, BK, when you were training, obviously because you were going to the gym for a while,
Yeah.
and fitness is still important to you, because I mean there might be some stuff you would eat and some stuff that
Yeah.
you wouldn't eat now. But how seriously did you take nutrition?
Okay, so for me, when I was really in the gym, like my main goal was more, I wanted to put on a bit more weight. I wanted to kind of up, when I say my weight class, but I just wanted to increase my weight.
Mhm.
So initially, when I started, like in the beginning, when we were still still in school, I was sitting at about 80 kilograms, and I was like, I want to actually put on some more weight. So what I did was I mainly focused on just increasing my intake, but instead of eating just like 5 foods and all that, I was thinking eating protein, sort of like, your basics, your standard rice and chicken and all that, eating that to try and increase, obviously encourage your body and whatnot. So that's what I did. Eventually, I would say I got to a degree at where I was happy with, like, in terms of like my weight, because now it's like I'm around that 1992 mark, maybe about 10 kilograms.
Mhm.
But I didn't want to overdo it into where it's like, now I'm fat. Like, I didn't want to overdo it. So I had to kind of be careful with that, be careful of what I ate, but still eat a lot versus, obviously doing my training. But since we're on the topic, actually, BK, I just wanted to ask you. So, you're a personal trainer. You do all the fitness and whatnot. So, what what is your standard diet? Like, say, just on a regular day, versus what do you eat when you're trying to say put on weight, and what do you eat when you're trying to lose weight?
Yeah, bro. What's your cutting bulk plan?
Exactly.
When you're bulking or when you're cutting?
Okay, so personally, I actually don't bulk or cut like
Oh,
that.
oh yeah.
I
Okay.
just almost like main gain, if I should break that down. So
What do you call that? Main game.
main gain, it's
Mhm.
just whatever term, but I'll explain it. Well, basically, my whole approach is about like building muscle in a very sustainable manner
Yeah.
and then just slowly. So essentially, I don't put myself in a surplus, like a massive surplus, where I'm bulking like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just little increments in food. But essentially, when I'm on my surplus, my diet doesn't change. It's just the quantity that changes. So I eat the same stuff. It's just quantity and then portion control a little bit. But essentially, it would be good source of carbs, good source of like protein. Protein is always the main focus because that makes sure that I'm recovering well and protein keeps you full. So especially if you're someone trying to lose weight, you need as much protein as you can because the more protein you have in your diet, the fuller you're going to be being in a caloric deficit.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know being in a caloric deficit is hard. You're hungry all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the more protein you have, the more you're going to be full
Yeah.
across the day.
Mm.
So my diet doesn't change too much, man. It's literally the same whether like I'm preparing for the summer
Okay.
or I'm trying to put on some more mass. It doesn't really change as much.
It's just you do a bit of portion
Control.
Okay.
So yeah, and if I'm going to be honest, man, there's no one size fits all approach when it comes to nutrition. A lot of people like, some people do the carnivorous diet, some people do keto diet, some people like do whatever.
I've been hearing about keto for actually a very long time now. There was excuse me, there was a particular influencer that I used to watch on Vine or something, Marlon Webb. He used to be like chubby, like he looked like he let himself go. And the next time I saw him, like 2 3 years, he was fit, bro, lean, like he had that taper, and he was just talking about how important the keto diet was for him, and now he's a personal trainer. He's getting more people on the keto diet as well. I'm happy that you mentioned that because I did want to ask what the difference in these diets really do. Because one person's going to tell you like, hey, this diet's better. Someone's going to tell you this diet's better. Someone else, now you're going to tell me that, just managing my portions is better. You know what? New question actually. Why do you think so many people bring out these different nutritional plans with different benefits and pros?
Everyone's trying to stand out. Everyone's trying to sell something across.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. And two, to be fair, there's different studies that have been done now and new information is being passed on and you finding out new things and way of doing things as well.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I would say, no matter what plan you're on, no matter what diet you're following, every single diet works by you being in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So keto diet only works because it allows you to be in a deficit.
Okay.
So keto diet only works because, if you're not eating carbs, it's easier for you to be in a deficit because carbs has the most calories in.
Mm-hmm. True.
So if you're only eating protein and fats, like fats from like avocados or all that sort of stuff, they don't have as much calories. So hence the reason why it's easy for you to be in a deficit and people think, oh my days, I've lost so much fat because I'm in a keto diet, but it's just because you ate less, like you consumed less calories.
Yeah.
You could eat the same amount of calories when you're having rice or whatsoever and you still lose the same amount of fat. That it only works because it allows you to be in a calorie deficit. So no matter what diet that you've got, that you're trying to try out, that you've heard someone do, that only works because of calorie deficit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that being said, actually, I do want to just a bit of a little sidestep now.
Yeah.
So when you're, when you combine all these things together, you're doing your portion control, ensuring you're in a caloric deficit, and you're going to the gym. Do you now take supplements on top of that, or do you tend to not use supplements at all?
In my opinion, the only free supplements that anyone should dabble into, like that is needed. I
Yeah.
feel like there's so many supplements.
Yeah,
that
there
out
are quite a few. Everyone's always trying
that
to sell.
everyone just
like
tries to sell.
Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, these three I'm about to say are the ones that I feel like everyone should. Like not everyone should, like in terms of like you don't have to, but if you're going to look into supplementing
These are the
your
ones
diet,
that work well.
these are the ones that I would recommend. By the way, if we think about it, supplement, what does supplement mean in addition to your nutrition?
Yeah,
People try to replace stuff with supplement.
yeah,
It should be in addition to. So personally, the things I need to use protein powders,
yeah.
and I only use them when I'm struggling to hit my protein target.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do meal replacements with the protein powders like most people do.
Yeah.
That's wrong. It's just a top up. So I use protein powders. I use creatine.
Yeah, I get creatine as well.
Creatine has been tested. Like it's one of the most tested supplements.
I hope my mom's listening because she had like a little, not like a go at me, but she was a little bit worried about the creatine
Alright.
because she's like, oh, are you sure like it's okay to take this? I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this is not trend. This is
Yeah,
not
it's
stuff.
not
It's,
stuff.
it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah, it helps with the water intake. It just helps maintain the water.
It's the same thing.
Carry on, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Creatine
from
Maybe it's either a parent thing or it's an
it's
African
natural.
parent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a African thing. But yeah, for real, man. We'll be struggling with these people trying to get them on board. But creatine is actually found in red meat.
Okay,
okay.
But by the time you cook your meat,
it's all gone.
So
it's not all gone, but
Well,
you use
not
a
all
lot
is
of it
gone.
already. So you don't actually consume as much creatine. And not a lot of people eat red meat
yeah,
as well.
Some
A lot of
people
people eat chicken and all that sort of stuff. So creatine is a top up. You get top creatine supplement, it just tops it up and it improves lean muscle mass, even cognitive benefits as well.
Yeah.
Brain function. It's
Mm.
great, fantastic. And I don't know why it gets a bad rep, but it's one of the most tested like supplements out
And
there.
then what was
It's-
the third one as well?
The third one is electrolytes.
Electrolyte. Oh
Yes.
So like salty and water and stuff.
So you get like electrolytes, powders and whatsoever. You put in the water.
Okay.
They're very, very good. Very, very good in terms of like making sure you're hydrated.
Mhm.
We have this mindset of like, water 100% is what you need. Water is great.
Mhm.
Electrolytes are just something that everybody should, because I don't know if you guys have kept up with like a lot of athletes that have retired, and we've seen deaths in athletes.
Yeah.
Retired
Oh,
athletes.
yeah.
Like, retired athletes dying in the late 40s and the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, a study was shown to prove that the reason for that is, these athletes will be training for years. Some of them train twice a day.
Yeah.
At the peak of their
Mhm.
their
At the
career.
peak of their careers, yeah.
A lot of like those trainings, sweating, they're sweating out a lot of minerals,
Yeah.
and they don't get replenished by water.
They don't retain it.
Damn.
So
So it's like running
Doing-
into.
doing that for so long,
It will
has been
shorten
one of
their
the reasons
lifespan.
why we're seeing the death in like, retired athletes
Mhm.
dying
Oh.
like relatively young in the late 40s, 50s, all that sort of stuff. And electrolytes is one of those things that we need.
Wow.
So if you sweat, if you're active, you burn calories, you do things, you move, you get your body moving, you sweat. You need to replenish those
You need
things.
to
So that's why
refill those
electrolytes
That makes
are
a
so
lot of
much
sense.
needed.
You know what? I'm just gonna now. I thought you were gonna say steroids out.
You don't do them things around here, man. The steroids is crazy though.
I think steroids.
I even saw a documentary about like two guys who were like doing their fitness journeys
Yeah.
and whatnot. And obviously they kind of put in this new technique in regards to fitness. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
what is it? Guess what these guys are doing?
Well,
They're injecting oil into their
Oh
muscles
yeah.
Oh man.
to like make it swell up, and then they'll still go to the gym and lift and be like, yeah.
That's like a BBL before your biceps. man.
Exactly.
pretty much.
These guys should
Yeah,
they
yeah,
should
actually,
they should have
bicep.
died before
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Like, I was just like,
The synthetic
oil,
oil.
why would you don't think. I think it was just like because of the properties of oil, it kind of presses out and expands. But it looks so weird. Like when I saw it, I was just like, nah.
I think people try to take shortcuts with things, and have
In everything,
in everything in life
Yeah.
in general. I mean, that's the reason why people, do certain things, commit different crimes, possibly or whatever. But you see that a lot in the gym. Like people take shortcuts. Like you just said, synthetic oil injection. There's a reason why some people, take steroids as well, because I don't know, man. People need to trust the process. It sounds so cliche, but it really is.
It does though, because we were also at the point where we felt like trusting the process was like, bro, damn, I don't want to do that. Let's be real. We can trust the process, but there's going to be a person tomorrow that's probably going to do something very derogatory, and they're going to get where they need to be. And we're probably going to have to work it out, grind it out a bit more. But I feel like what it seemed, I feel like we're not losing. I don't feel like there's anything we're losing.
No.
I'll give you guys a little instance before we move on to the final section.
Yeah.
I was in my room. It's 2023. I had I'd broken up with my girlfriend, and I was just trying to focus on myself, bro. I was trying to focus on my goals. I had a podcast, but I wasn't doing that, so the gym was the main thing. So I was going down to Pure Gym, Caversham. It's a lot closer to me now, but I was, Crown Street, Crown House.
Yeah.
That's where we were. We used to go to the gym as well.
Yeah, that's when we started.
But from 2023, I was going on my own. I was going on my own from time to time because you were going with your girl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I started once in a while. I'd go with Kay. I'd go with some of the other boys, but I was going by myself, like BK. Like you probably we had each other on Snap.
Yeah.
And I'd be going. Sometimes I'd go late. Sometimes I'd go early in the morning. I might do a little bet in the morning, NBA playoffs, and then I'd go. And sometimes I was just watching TV at night, bro. I started looking through some pictures, Android phones, we have Google Photos, they're going to show you some flashbacks, recaps. And I look at myself 2022, and I'm seeing like the little love handles, bro, and like the chest that's hanging. You're laughing. And then, bro, that was May 2022.
Yeah.
I'd say like a year, like 8 months to a year, bro. And I was looking so much different, But the things that I didn't even think about it that much, the time I took to look at myself in the mirror and be like, someday, went by quick, bro. The gratification came at a later time, but the gratification I felt was so immense, bro.
Yes.
Like, damn, I did that. And I just felt like, I need to motivate people, like, you can do it too, bro. And you just put it out there. And damn, bro, it's nice to feel like you can accomplish these things, because I feel that if you go through the easy route, you're still going to have the opportunity, or you're still going to have that moment where you ask yourself, could I have thugged it out to do it?
Yeah.
But you're never going to know, because you're here now.
Yeah.
It's in the past. So some people just keep on.
I think another thing is important to look at. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like, very recently, like last year, I was looking at myself from like 3 years ago, and I was like, I was actually really skinny. Like, I was slim. I was thinking about it now, like, because you don't actually notice when it's happening. And when you're doing it, it becomes part of your routine. You're not really like thinking about it, like, okay, gotta see if I got any muscles today. No, nothing. Okay, you just keep doing it. Eventually, you just look back and you see like the difference. That's where you see the stark difference, you versus now 3 years ago. But if you just jump to it, there's really not. You would be like, yeah, I did it. Like, but you won't really feel like you did anything. You were just like, you were just kind of like, you didn't earn it. It was just given to you.
Right,
You just got it. You didn't put the work in, so you don't even understand what you have. That type of thing.
Remember when the CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo was selling that ab stuff, the ab shocker?
Yeah.
Imagine you buy the ab shocker, bro, and you're just sitting down there waiting for your muscles to be toned, bro.
You paid guy, you giving him his money.
Like you're frying some
Well,
eggs, bro.
Don't you think, like, morally that's wrong though?
It is
Because he's got such a fan base that people really buy into him, and he will actually convince people that yes, if you had this full thing on your stomach, you're gonna get blacks.
The worst.
People are so naive to believe.
Yeah, the delusion is crazy, bro. But it's funny to look. It's funny to
You
look
just
at, bro.
okay, slowed. I'm gonna post my gym pics.
You're walking on my guy, bro. So what you saying?
50% there.
It's loaded. You know,
Straight
the
up,
worst
man.
part about it all is that CR7, we all know he didn't do
He
it.
didn't do it.
Of course he didn't
He
do
did
it.
for marketing,
Like
man.
you see his body, like
Yeah.
he
You see,
did
bro,
the
turn it
work.
on.
He's just like, yeah, you know, if you do this thing, you can be. He knows the work he's put in. He's
100%.
like that is actually interesting because I don't think I've seen something like that where someone puts the work in themselves only to come around, turn around, and tell people there's a shortcut, knowing full well there is no such thing.
Exactly. It's the reason why that whole
Th-
advert,
is-
that
is-
product
this
was.
this is why Messi's the GOAT.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, he probably got a dad bod, bro. And he's still getting like 5 Ballon d'Ors, man.
You get like
Exactly. That's why Messi's the coach.
Yeah, Messi squad. That's how we do it.
Because
Yeah.
Messi won't try to scam people. And tell
True.
them,
As in, he's not gonna tell. He's not gonna be like,
What's
if you
that?
get this boot, you two can do Ankara Messi.
Yeah.
Nobody can do Ankara Messi.
Uncle Messi.
Messi. Like he won't tell you, oh yeah, if you get this shoe, he knows you can't do Ankara Messi.
Exactly.
It is what it is. So like to actually really go through that fitness journey, to do what needs to be done, to control your intakes. It's a science. Like there's a science to it. Understanding your body, understanding what works for you, understanding your portion control, all these things. Only to turn around and say, hey guys, just put on my belt. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. It's crazy to me. Like, honestly.
Crazy.
Man. That's what money does, bro. That's what money does. It was money and marketing. But at the end of the day, bro, for the chumps that fell for that, bro, you have to realize that, nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. But movies sometimes can be very inspiring. I watched the Rocky series, like, the boxing movies, Rocky.
Yeah.
And you meet a character like Apollo Creed in Rocky 3, where Rocky had to fight Clubber Lang. Rocky's coach had died, so he was dejected. He needed someone to train him. Apollo, who Rocky beat in Rocky 1 and 2, is like, I'll train you. I'm going to teach you my style. And he starts doing that. They come down to like the black side of the country and stuff like that, black cities. And Apollo is still treated as a king, a champion. He's training Rocky. And you see this guy, you see Rocky struggling. And Apollo's telling Rocky, like, there is no tomorrow. A lot of times now people are using that as memes and motivational bait. But the truth is, when you're trying to get to your goals, there is no time to search for an easy route. Because you will most likely meet somebody that did not have any easy route to take. So they've either forcefully gone through every hard path, or they've mentally trained themselves to understand that that's where they need to be. You're going to get killed. Like, you're going to get eaten up by that kind of person.
That's true.
So you need to be able to tough it out. You need to be able to work hard. I remember going to the gym, bro, and I was doing like the leg press. And I ain't no huge bodybuilder, bro. I don't have 8 packs or whatever, but I work hard. I was doing the leg press, probably like 250 kg, bro. And I was just working to the point I almost passed out. I ran up to the toilet and I was just like, I need to lie down. I was lying down next to the leg press. And this girl comes in, are you done? And I go upstairs. I go to the bathroom, I just lie on the ground, bro, because the ground was cold. Pure gym, the bathroom was cold. I was laid there. All these guys came and said, buddy, are you okay? You can't even say nothing, bro, but it just shows you have to work hard, bro. You just have to work hard. Sometimes it might be so stressful. Don't pass out though. Don't force yourself to do nothing like that.
yourself, guys.
No, please. But sometimes you have to work hard to get to where you want to be, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And that's just what it is, people. This has been fun, but BK, my bro, I want to thank you, obviously, for being on the podcast. It's really lovely having you on, man. It's really insightful as well, getting a different perspective, especially from someone that is working, as of now, training, and at the same time, training other people to be better, to seek more in their physical fitness journey. But not everything is perfect. Not everything is set in stone, because people come in with their conceptions about how the training is going to be. And some people realize that might not be for them. Some people feel like they need to change their training plan. Some people feel like they can keep pushing. You find the real ones. What's it like, man? Just going through going through different types of people. Pause. Training different types of people. You know what I mean? Training different types of people.
Yes, bro.
take the stage, bro.
You know what? Like, there's a great opportunity, like, to meet so many people. Like, I love the fact that being a personal trainer has exposed me to different realms that I wouldn't have been exposed to. Like,
Yeah.
I've got clients of different backgrounds,
Yeah.
work in different sectors, and I'm in a position to basically just get insight on all these things from just being a personal trainer. Um, I've always, I wouldn't say I've always been good at talking to people, but I learned on the job. And I feel like now I'm in a position where I can have a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
And personal training, that's what it's all about. Like, people will pay for your vibe. It's not so much like, of course you want to know what you're doing, but you're there with someone for an hour. It shouldn't feel like a chore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just got there, just talking to people, just interacting, being able to connect with people, and it's a blessing because my clients, I wouldn't even call them just clients, man. These guys are like, I've got a good relationship with them. They're like
Some people are not friends.
You know what I mean? I've got invited to my clients' weddings. I've been invited twice.
Damn.
I went to one, and then another one that's due in like February as well. Like, so it's amazing. So yeah, it's a good thing. Such a blessing, man. And yeah, these guys, but the clients I've got, they're more than clients, man. They're the friends. They're good people.
You seem to enjoy this path you've taken in your life, bro, because you are still finding the opportunity to grow and learn from these people as well. They're obviously learning what they pay you to teach them and what they are not meant to what they're meant to continue doing in their lives, but they are learning more about you as a person, and they are they're loving what they're getting, they're loving what they're seeing, and from there you can build a deeper connection. And you enjoy the diversity as well, man. Looking to meet all kinds of people, looking to find all different backgrounds, and understanding how different things work for different people. At least that's what I'm getting from what you're saying, and it's good, man. It really just shows the kind of person you are, shows that you also have a good heart, and when it comes to working hard, you are also, I wanna imagine you enjoy seeing the fruits of other people's labor as well. I mean, you train people, so you're happy to see people succeed as well, man. And that's good for a person that started off, that chubby boy in the picture, now going into personal training, making it your sole career, your sole journey. It's admirable. But I think this is where we're going to come to a close. I just want to ask you if you got any closing remarks for us and for our people.
Any last words?
Not your last words, bro.
It's basically
That's crazy, man.
It's not any last words. It's like last words for the episode. So that this is your episode.
Yeah, but you saying it like it's a movie. Like people don't know why you're saying it.
Any last words before you just put it
just
straight?
Put some suspense to the audience.
Yes.
It's just like, put some flair.
Okay. The best thing that you can ever do to yourself is to be physically fit. That's it. 110%. It's gonna change your life, man. Like, the gym changed my life, and I don't wanna gas it too much, but the person I am right now, it's all because of the gym. And obviously, I am Christian, so I believe in God. So obviously, God. But there's a couple things that have shaped me. Like, obviously, family, friends, experiences, religion, all this sort of stuff. But the gym, man, has made me confident. It's taught me delayed gratification. It's taught me how to speak to people from my work right now as well. So, cut long story short, man, go to gym.
Boom.
Nice.
That's it.
Okay. Any last words?
So guys, you've heard it here. Our brother BK here, he's, really, the gym really changed him. It's a place of positivity and it's character building. I would say take care of yourselves, guys, mentally and physically as well, because if you do the two together, you'll see the results.
I like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's smooth.
Amen.
That's smooth. That's smooth.
Amen.
That's smooth.
Damn, gonna get you
That's
to keep doing
bars.
this. Gonna
That's
get
bars.
you keep some more last words, man. But hey, people, there we have it. This has been Lion in the Room, episode 22. We got BK on, and he's giving us some insightful words. You don't need to hear too much from us, man. You have to keep working hard because consistency matters. Mentally, physically, you need to put these things together. You work on yourself, and you realize that there is actually more than you thought you could achieve. You start to push for what you want in your life, and you realize that you can also positively affect others. You don't have to be a trainer, you don't have to be a teacher, but people are watching you in your own life. Some people see you succeed and some people see you fall, but they're only going to keep watching if that story is interesting. Make your story interesting, people. God bless you. Take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Gonna have BK's links in the description. Gonna have his TikTok pages up in the video as well. That is Fit with BK, yes?
Yes, that's
Fit with BK. Take care, people. God bless you. Lion in the Room. We are out. Peace.